people. I'm Tamara Bubble, entertainer, songwriter, actress, and host of online TV show You Gon' Get Got, where we expose scammers. And twice a week, I come on here, and I also do a podcast that I have to help out artists, entertainers, to help you guys save money, save time. And I feel like this is my give back to the community. So I'm going to continue to do it. I enjoy doing it. And today we're going to talk about where your listeners are and how to get more of them. Let me pull the article up, actually, because it was a really dope article I read. What up, DJ, D-Boy? Actually, D-Boy. I don't know if you're a DJ. Hey, I am J.O. Paul. Guys, if you know any artists, invite them to this scope. They're going to really appreciate the information that I'm about to share. Let me just pull up the article, and then I'll get started. So I read this article this morning. It's called Pandora, YouTube, AM, FM, Spotify compete for ears as American listenership evolves. Guys, I want to read to you the information that was in here, the highlights of it. So just first and foremost, a key finding, there's a group that does research. Let me just shout them out. The Infinite Dial, they are a consumer research project that tracks listening habits and trends of American teens and adults. So with online radio, they did some research, and the headline stat is that there's 50% of Americans listen to online radio weekly. That's a projected 136 million people. 50% is a fat round number that represents a milestone. So 1 out of 2 people are listening to online radio at least once a week. So that's pretty dope. Audio brands. So just like brand recognition, which of these online companies are people aware of, and basically who has the biggest market share? Not necessarily, because just because you're more popular doesn't mean you make more money. But just kind of the audio brands that were widely recognized by Americans. Pandora, leading the pack. Theirs was, gosh, this thing is really blurry. Pandora has, I can't see it, it's too little. 68% recognition. It's like it beats out all the other guys, the Spotify's, the Apple Music. And by the way, they said with Apple Music, it got a higher number because they had to mention that it was formerly iTunes Radio. So people wouldn't necessarily associate Apple Music as being a front runner for streaming unless you had mentioned that it was formerly iTunes Radio. Pandora's recognition lead is impressive and backed up by listening. In the past month, 32% of survey subjects reported listening to Pandora against 13% to Spotify, 12% to iHeartRadio, and 12% to Apple Music. However, Pandora listening did decline in 2016 survey compared to 2015, while Spotify and some others inched up in reach. So they said Spotify is the big winner in terms of growth, but Pandora has more people listening. And for you guys, for you artists, like I said, I provide solutions. I'm an entertainer and a creative solution strategist, but I provide solutions. And I want to make sure that you guys know your music needs to be on Pandora. If you're not aware, you can submit your music. And even if you use a TuneCore, CD Baby, or whatever you use for your online distribution, your digital distribution, that doesn't necessarily place your music in Pandora. So Pandora has what they call like the Music Genome Project. If you remember DNA from biology class and all that stuff, they're trying to basically capture all music on their streaming site. And so they've started to accept music from indie artists, unsigned artists, what have you. So you guys need to submit your music and have it on Pandora because they do have the largest listenership in terms of audio brand and recognition. Pandora leads the pack. So to submit your music to Pandora, you go to submit.pandora.com and just submit your tracks. You can submit it as an artist. You can submit it if you have an indie label. You can submit it if you're a manager on behalf of your artist. Excuse me. I think they take like 6 weeks to let you know if they selected it. If they select it, you can submit a single, you can submit an EP, you can submit an entire album. If they select it, they're going to just place it in Pandora, and then you'll get royalties if you're signed up on SoundExchange. So make sure you're also signed up on SoundExchange, because SoundExchange is, most of you guys, if you're an artist, you have a PRO company, you have your ASCAP, your BMI, your CSAC. SoundExchange does not collect royalties on behalf of Pandora. They do. Your PROs do not collect free-form radio, meaning there's no commercial radio play, or there's no commercials or anything involved like that. I guess SoundExchange handles all of the radio that is on demand. So any listening devices or streaming services that you use, that you just go and select the music, the Pandoras, the Spotifys, the online radios, where there's no person to dictate, hey, and coming up next is their SoundExchange is going to collect those royalties. So make sure you're registered as the master owner, and also the artist if you own the masters and you're the artist of the song. But make sure you register on SoundExchange to get your royalties, and make sure you submit your music to Pandora so that when people listen and discover you, you can get your royalties from it. Cool? And make sure that they can find you. You have to be on there to be discovered. So make sure you're on Pandora. And I'm going to keep reading with these stats because there's one other site that you should already be on. If you're not on this other site, shame on you. So music discovery. How do Americans stay up to date with music? And the deeper question, do Americans want to stay current? Because there's so much music out there that, like, I know people are swamped. Whether you're a music maker, creator, or just a music lover, there's so much music coming in. There's an influx of music from major artists, indie artists, unsigned artists, just the aspiring artists that haven't even started professionally, but just dropping, personal songs and covers on YouTube and online and on Facebook. There's a wealth of music because people can make it easily, people can release it easy, and cheaper. So there's just an influx of music. So people want to know, hey, where do I go to get the good new stuff? And this was the research that they got back from that. Only 17% of the total population prioritize the importance of keeping up to date. So people don't really care about finding out about new music when they have, because there's so much of a variety. They have their favorites. They're good. So in order for you to break to these new people, you do have to be out there. You do have to be everywhere. You have to be promoting. You have to be in their faces to get your name out there so that they want to check for you. It says the number grows to 29% for the 12 to 24 cohort. So for 12 to 24-year-olds, there's 29% of them of this survey, or of Americans that want to discover new music or feel that's a priority. But still less than a third of young respondents. According to the whole survey, 3 sources lead the way for staying current. So this is how they stay current. We already know only 29% of Americans actually think that that's a priority to be up on the up and up of what's new. But this is how they stay current. Number one way is friends and family. So word of mouth is still king in this town. Especially with the shareability of music, it's going to always be that people are going to be willing to click on a link because a friend or family member recommended it. Friends and family, AM, FM radio, still running the pack with how people discover new music, and YouTube. So I told you why you need to be on Pandora, because they have the majority of listeners that are on online listenership. As far as how people discover new music, if you're a aspiring artist, and that's why I do this podcast, that's why I do You Gonna Get Got, where we expose scammers, so you guys can save time and money and reach your fans, reach your audience, reach your people. But the top 3 ways that people discover new music is from friends and family recommendation, so you don't have much control over that. AM, FM, if you're going to do promotion, AM, FM radio is still the top way to discover new music. And also YouTube. So your music needs to be on YouTube. YouTube, we've already turned the term of search on the internet into Google. You don't even tell people to search for it online. You just tell them to Google it. So Google has taken over that frame of search. Google also owns YouTube. So it shouldn't surprise you that YouTube is becoming its own search engine, where people are if they're looking for tutorials for anything, if they're looking for any music, if they're looking for the lyrics on something, it's on YouTube. So if you have lyric videos, if you have music videos, if you have rehearsal videos, if you have just videos saying hello to your fans, whatever it is you post, your content, post regularly so that you become searchable. They can't find you if you're not there. So you have to be there. The more videos you have, the better. Keep them good quality. Keep your fans engaged, and reach out to them. Give them content. Give them a reason to come back. Give them a reason to subscribe. If they know that you post things, continue to post. But definitely be on YouTube. If you have music and don't have it on YouTube, the only reason you should have that is if you haven't copywritten it yet. So copyright it first and then upload it. And then guys, when you do that, people will find you, people will subscribe to you, and you can just stay in touch that way, right? So you want the listeners, you want to be searchable. In order to be searched or found, for you to pop up in the search results, you got to be searchable. So you got to have music on YouTube. You got to have, even if you don't have the money for a lyric video production or an official music video, if you have a song, get the single cover and make a video out of it and post it. Like, and give them the lyrics, because if someone's searching for your lyrics, maybe they only remember a small part of your song, they can find it through just by searching. You're going to be the only one that posted your lyrics. If you're new artists, you don't have that many listeners or followers or whatever, they're going to find you. If they're looking for you, they're going to find you, but you have to be findable, you have to be searchable, you have to be indexable, you have to be on YouTube. And you need to be on Pandora. So to submit your music to Pandora, it's submit.pandora.com. Let me double check, make sure. I'll double check at the end to make sure that that's the correct website. But it's, I believe it's submit.pandora.com. Okay? So, YouTube, the popularity of those sources when from 12 to 24-year-olds, they used YouTube. That's friends, family, AM/FM radio. Those two, most artists can't afford those methods. YouTube is your other outlet, and you can afford it. Free account, set up your account, get to posting. YouTube, Pandora is also higher in that group as well. So guys, YouTube and Pandora, if you don't have your music on there, shame, shame, shame. Like, those are the first places that you should look to get your music on there, because they have the majority of listeners. And within those listeners, the ones that are looking to discover music are on those platforms. So both AM and FM and Sirius XM appear to suffer from that migration in terms of where people discover new music. Right. Okay. So more detailed context around general YouTube use is here. I can't really see what that says. Sorry. Screen small. I'm going to go look. So I talked to you guys about podcasting. During the Infinite Dial webinar, there was a Twitter clamor for podcasting information. A bit over a third of Americans, 36%, have ever listened to a podcast. So that's a pretty cool number. Have ever listened to a podcast. And if you're tuned in right now, you're listening to this one. It'll be on iTunes soon. Right now, I'm just broadcasting episodes on Periscope. So if you tap that Perry icon and follow me, twice a week you'll get Periscope from You Gon' Get Got channel with like tips on how to starve no more. So on Mondays, we're going to post You Gon' Get Got, the TV show, and show you scammers to not deal with so that you save time and money. But then twice a week after that, during the week, we're going to share some information with you on how to starve no more. So whether that means saving you money or showing you how to earn money and self-fund your entertainment career. Cool? So it's for podcasting, a bit over a third of Americans, 36%, have ever listened to a podcast. 21% listen monthly, and 13%, 35 million Americans listen weekly. So that's still a good wide audience. The weekly users are super listeners who average about 5 shows a week. Me personally, I listen to probably like 1 to 2 podcasts a week. I listen in spurts. Like, I'll get in a podcast frenzy and like binge podcast listen and go back and listen to all of their episodes. And then it's hard for me to just remember to log in each week. And so I'll let them stack up again, and then I'll go back and listen to it. So that's kind of how I listen to it. In-car media, this portion of the survey. Infinite Dial 2016 shows that online radio is nascent in the car. So it's not taking over in the car. Online radio is not popping yet. Let's see. Car radio advocates will rejoice that continued supremacy of AM/FM in the car. So AM/FM is still at the top. CDs are up there, 58%. Still listen to CDs. So if you're an artist and people are telling you CDs are dead and your fans want CDs, give them CDs, please. Do yourself a favor. Do your fans a favor. You're here to service your fans, right? That's who you make the music for. So who cares what the industry does? If you know what your fans like, and if they still like and want CDs, give them CDs. Okay? So Edison Research also discovered that only 12% of cars driven by survey respondents were equipped with an in-dash information system. But they're saying that, as we have reportedly noted in Rain News, the average age of the American car is 11.4 years old. As the fleet of cars modernizes, in-car streaming will become an easier choice to make, while the presence of AM/FM is simultaneously reduced and changed. So a lot of these cars are old, so they don't have that in-dash information system. Like most cars now, or a lot of cars now, you can look at the dashboard and see whose song it is, and information about the song, the name of the song, and the artist, which is really dope because sometimes you can't tell who is singing these stuff. And if you like a song, you want to know who did it, so you can go buy it and listen to it later. So that was kind of the main things on there. I just want to make sure that you guys are on YouTube and on Pandora. I need for you to be on there. For Pandora, it is submit.pandora.com. Once your music is accepted, you can sign up. Once Pandora accepts you, let me tell you how dope Pandora is, because I'm on Pandora, and once your music is accepted on there, you can sign up for an admin/monitor account. It's like an AMP account, I think they call it. But you can review stats about the listeners. So literally, you can figure out your most popular songs. You'll know which ones, like, say you have a limited budget, you drop an album, you put it on iTunes, you put it on Pandora, they get accepted on Pandora. You can look and see literally each week which songs are outdoing the other songs. So it'll tell you which one maybe you should go with the video, which one maybe you should push to radio. If you can't figure out your single, put it out and let the people decide what they like the most, and then give them what they want. So it does a lot of the guesswork for you. You can literally figure out your most popular songs, which cities have the most listeners. That way you can set up an indie tour. If you're doing crazy in California, if you're doing big in New York, you know which cities to go to and book shows, book exposure opportunities, because their chances are there are people there that have listened to your music and will be willing to come out and pay to see you perform. And then also you can find out your target demographic, at least on Pandora, but it usually probably will apply to everywhere. Like, you can use that as a sample to the rest of America. It'll show you the age and the sex, like the age range and the sex of your target audience, and that is beyond dope. Like, you sign up with Pandora, they're gonna play your music, then you're gonna get your royalties, and then you're gonna find out who's listening to your music so that you can plan your tours and know who to target when you put up YouTube ads. When you put up Facebook ads, you'll know who to target, because you'll figure this out in Pandora. I don't know why you're not on Pandora and YouTube. If you are not, please get on. And try not to get got out here in these streets. Actually, today, before I get off here, let me tell you. Today, I'm going to post the episode 9 that aired this past Monday. If you missed it, you had 24 hours to watch it, okay? And if you missed it, it's probably because you're not following this channel. So tap that Perry icon, follow this channel, and then on Mondays, you'll get the notification when we're live. You hop in the room, and you'll see who's scamming. But if you missed it, we're going to post it on YouTube. So you can go to the You Gon' Get Got channel on YouTube. Go to allthingsbubbly.biz/TV, and you can get to the YouTube channel from there. Or you just go on YouTube and search. Remember I told you, if you put your content on YouTube, people can find you. Just look for You Gon' Get Got episode 9. I think it was called Underage Strippers. Oh my. That was the name of the episode if you missed it. So definitely watch it. It was really dope. And we got a new one coming up for you this Monday. Stay tuned. Bubble on deck. You Gon' Get Got. All that good stuff. And I'll talk to you later. Bye.